It's hard to stay civically engaged after an election, but there are plenty of clubs across campus that can help you out.
Calls from UTPD are going out to parents, but it's a scam. We spoke to campus police about the issue.
A bid for a new WNBA team has some strong campus ties. Son of the legendary Pat Summitt tells us what it means to him. Storms blew across Knoxville last night, bringing with them damage. Hello, and thanks you so much for joining TVC News. I'm Kyla Berry.
And I'm Caitlin Kirkpatrick. A tornado warning was issued for Knox County last night with warnings of rotation in North Knoxville, with one confirmed touchdown. Sadly, a mother and daughter were killed in the storm.
Our chief weather specialist, Lauren Zering, joins us now. Lauren, what happened last night?
Yeah, guys, we had a major severe weather night in Knoxville last night. This storm was not expected to be as severe as it was. Around 9:20 p.m., the National Weather Service issued a tornado warning for the Knoxville area. The system was just northwest of us and moved east at 60 miles per hour. We were tracking this storm and saw some pretty intense rotation. This is a velocity radar. Areas where we see red and green close together is extremely concerning and indicates rotation. This was right around the time that tornado warning was issued. No tornado touched down in the Knoxville area, but one did touch down around Oak Ridge. In events like this, it is so important to stay aware and take warnings very seriously. Damage from last night will be surveyed in the coming days, and we will know more soon. We'll talk about our full weekend forecast later in the show. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lauren. A scary call for parents. Your child is in jail and you need to pay to get them out. Some parents might have gotten the call like this from UTPD.
Well, it's a scam. Our Carson Lowry is following this story on how you can stay safe from these calls.
A scary call going out to parents of UT students this week. UT Police Department is warning you of a scam call. They're saying your child is in jail and you need to pay their bail.
The University of Tennessee Police Department is never going to contact you and ask for payment, especially in the form of Venmo or PayPal or Green Dot card or any type of a gift card for that matter. And if you are contacted by an individual like this, hang up. It is definitely a scam.
Police warn the scam call appears to come from a Knoxville number. They may try to get you to pay hundreds or sometimes close to thousands of dollars through PayPal or Venmo. Police say they will never ask you to pay anything using those apps.
Just be sure you're tuned in. You're also checking base with our department and those things like that, especially our social media. If you have questions like that, always come to the trusted source to ask.
The caller may even know some information about you and your family, including your student's location. Something some students say is concerning.
A little scary knowing that someone probably has your location, like knows where you are. I think it's definitely something that they should work on to try and fix, because that is a little scary. But if it's fake, then I don't really see an issue with it, as long as you know that it's like a scam call.
UT Police is aware of this issue and is telling you to reach out if you receive one of these calls. You can head on over to their Facebook page or reach out to them directly with any questions or concerns that you have. In Knoxville, I'm Carson Lowry, Vol News.
One UT grad is stepping up in the Golden State, reporting on the California wildfires in ways beyond her news station. Our Alexa Durbin caught up with Ashley Sharp on how she's using social media to engage with people impacted by the fires.
Ashley now works for CBS Sacramento, where she was in neighborhoods checking to see if people's homes were still standing. Ashley tells me she was using her access to the neighborhoods that were closed off to the public to get people their information that they really wanted.
Here's the front of your apartment complex.
One reporter from Tennessee is paving way for journalists across the country.
I think that in your reporting, you can look for ways to help people. And I think that I was finally able to kind of put that to practice in a way that really did make a difference, and I'm glad that it did.
In Southern California, CBS Sacramento reporter Ashley Sharp has found a new way of connecting to people while covering the devastating Los Angeles wildfires.
I was looking for a way to bring the biggest story in the world to people on social media.
After posting some behind-the-scenes footage of her reporting on TikTok, the reporter found herself with thousands of new followers, actively showing people the impacted areas near their home, answering questions, and expressing her genuine reaction to seeing the fire devastation.
I'm so sorry that we had to show you this, and I hope you're okay.
It was very real and raw, not edited, not, it was just in the moment. And I think that's what made people resonate with that reporting, is just because maybe it made them feel like they were there.
Graduating from the University of Tennessee in 2018, Sharp began her journalism career under the guidance of retired CCI professor Dr. Swan.
Her personality, the ability to relate to people, was apparent even then.
Now, after engaging with thousands on TikTok, she has taken her journey to CBS Mornings and People magazine, spreading her story of the power of journalism.
There's such truth in what we do, and it's so needed. It's so important. And I think that there are moments like this that remind me, okay, don't give up, right? Don't ever stop doing it, because people need this, and people respond really well to journalism done in the right way.
Her purpose is clearer and her passion is stronger than ever.
I would have never thought as a senior in college that I would be sitting here right now.
Inspiring journalists to remember why we do what we do. In Knoxville, Alexa Durbin, TVC News. Ashley has made the rounds on national media, recognizing her work and engagement with those who have lost so much. You can find more about her story and this story on our Instagram page at TVC News Now.
Thanks, Alexa.
Construction is everywhere on campus, but this semester, the university is focusing on Philip Fulmer.
Parking and Transportation says that they are now working on a streamlined replacement in the roadway. The road closure extends from Gate 20 to G10 Garage. Wesley Wilson says he sees more traffic congestion with the construction on game days.
When we go into the games at night times, it's backing up a little bit on the Neyland.
This phase of the Neyland Stadium renovations focuses on the Founder Suites project and South Service improvements. Parking tells us that the partial closure will continue until August 2025. We will keep you updated if that date changes.
One of the last things on your mind when you go to the hair salon is your overall health. But one of Knoxville hairdressers makes it a point to look out for her hair clients.
Our Bella Fricks brings you the latest.
A big part of my job is to, look out for my clients.
Taylor McWilliams clocks into her job every day to cut, color, and style hair, but she is living a double life.
I was 16, 17 when I found out that I had stage 2 invasive melanoma.
McWilliams looks out for her clients in more ways than one, not just for the health of their hair, but also for their skin health.
I see the top of your scalp more than you guys do, so I just make sure to look out for any irregular moles, skin tags, anything like that.
While most times the marks are nothing to worry about, she has successfully identified an area of concern so that one of her clients could receive medical attention.
She ended up going to the dermatologist for it, and it did happen to be basal cells.
If you want to make sure you are taking care of your skin's health, McWilliams says to check in with your doctor, and of course,
be diligent with your sunscreen.
The University of Tennessee's Medical Center says there are many risk factors involved with melanoma. This includes having fair skin, living in a sunny climate, utilizing tanning devices such as tanning beds, or having a relative who has had melanoma.
If you have concerns for your skin health, make sure you are frequently checking your body for irregular marks and seeing a medical professional, like a dermatologist. This is Bella Fricks, Vol News.
The Black Issues Conference happens every year on the first Saturday of Black History Month. This year happens to be the 20th anniversary of the conference.
Since 2005, the Black Issues Conference has served as a way for many people in the community to come together to talk about issues affecting the Black community and how to address them. Attendees praise this space as a way to build a community and foster new conversations.
I just really like the conversation, I just really like listening to the issues because, usually I don't hear about them all the time.
The next Black Issues Conference is already scheduled for Saturday, February 7th, 2026. And you can expect to see more events celebrating Black History Month as we move through February.
It's been nearly 3 months since our live election coverage, and since you can't cast your vote until around next year, there is still work to be done.
Our Nick Settle has all the details on how you can stay civically engaged on campus.
With the 2024 election behind us, I was able to speak with some experts into what you can do to maintain your civic duty.
I think for college students, engaging civically means being parts of student organization.
Sophia Milan, the president of a public policy club here on campus, is one student making sure she is staying civically engaged.
I feel that I am a high frequency engager, but on a day-to-day basis, I usually wake up and read the New York Times.
She also shared some student organizations that you can join so you can do your part.
There's also the Civic Engagement Roundtable, which is more like drafting policy. And then also there are more politics-oriented clubs like Women in Politics and UTK International Law Club.
There are even resources you can use that the university gives to students for free.
I highly recommend signing up for the newspapers that are available, like newspaper subscriptions that are available through UTK.
She even told about some opportunities that might have more of a commitment.
There's like Model UN, Mock Trial, and TISL.
Josh Dunn, director of the Institute of American Civics, was able to give insight about a common misconception about voting.
Voting is very important, but it's certainly not the only way to engage civically.
Dunn even shared that it is important to get involved with your local community.
Go volunteer for organizations, maybe go to a city council meeting.
So if you're wondering about getting involved, Professor Dunn has a motivation for you.
Everyone can do it. In America, there are multiple points of access to civic life.
At the Baker School, Nick Settle, Vol News.
Sophia tells Nick that you can go to baker.utk.edu and click Student Organizations to find more information.
Some big changes are coming to one of UT Athletics' best arenas.
And a massive win for you Lady Vols basketball team. And all of that and coming up more.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We are the Tennessee Volunteers. People who create connections, push boundaries, do the research that changes lives. We've got world-class academics and championship athletics. To be the best, you gotta learn from the best. And if you wanna lead, you gotta light the way. We've got what it takes. It takes a volunteer.
It's been a busy week for your spring sports this week, and as always, there's plenty to talk about.
We're joined with Kylie and Riley to break down everything you missed.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Rocky Top Sports Report. I'm Riley Halton.
And I'm Kylie Atchison, bringing you up to date on everything sports here on Rocky Top. It's a new semester, and we have lots to get you caught up on.
The Basketballs are rolling, coming off a top 15 win over the Missouri Tigers on Wednesday in Food City Center. The 85-81 win saw the return of Zakai Ziegler and Igor Milicic Jr., and that duo showed up. Ziegler dropped 21 points, going 4 for 4 from three-point range, and added 8 assists. Milicic also scored 21 with 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 blocks, and a pair of steals.
The Vols shot 50% from the field, including a remarkable 67% from the three-point range. The win moved the Vols to 19-4 on the season and 6-4 in conference play. The Vols travel to Norman to take on the Oklahoma Sooners tomorrow at noon. Now our Samara Carpenter gives us a look into the renovations taking place at Food City Center.
where some exciting renovations are in the works. They show me the renderings of a massive new video board that's bigger, brighter, and impossible to miss. With a unique underbelly view, every angle will be covered, ensuring the main screen steals the show. Also introducing the Riverside Club, a brand new addition designed for fans to socialize, enjoy great food and drinks, and soak in the electric atmosphere before tip-off or during halftime.
The Lady Vols hosted their longtime rivals, the UConn Huskies, on Thursday night in Thompson Bowling Arena at Food City Center. The 19th ranked Lady Volunteers took down number 5 UConn 80-76. Here's what Coach Kim Caldwell had to say.
We played really hard. I think this was the game where we played the hardest, the most consistent. And so for them to run over and give me a hug was great. I want them to enjoy every moment of this.
This marks head coach Kim Caldwell's first top 5 win after the Lady Vols have lost 4 ranked matchups by single digits, including 2 top 5 games. Z Spearman led the Lady Vols in scoring with 16 points, but Samara Spencer, Jewel Spear, and Talasia Cooper all scored in double figures. This is the Lady Vols' first win over UConn since 2007, when the legendary Pat Summitt was in charge. After 3 coaching changes, safe to say the Lady Vols have found their coach of the future. Tennessee is back in action on Sunday afternoon in Baton Rouge as they take aim at Kim Mulkey's LSU Tigers.
A push to bring the WNBA to Tennessee, and with it, a nod to Pat Summitt. Former Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam, Lady VFL Candace Parker, Peyton Manning, Tim McGraw, and Faith Hill put in a bid to bring the team to Nashville and what they could call the Summit.
When Governor Haslam showed up on my phone, and the first thing he said was, "Well, Tyler, we're bringing a WNBA team to Nashville." I was like, "Okay, this is real." He asked for, my permission to use my mom's name and likeness and our last name for the team, and it was really exciting to finally get that news that it was real.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
We are the Tennessee Volunteers. People who create connections, push boundaries, do the research that changes lives. We've got world-class academics and championship athletics. To be the best, you gotta learn from the best. And if you wanna lead, you gotta light the way. We've got what it takes. It takes a volunteer.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBerry.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We are the Tennessee Volunteers. People who create connections, push boundaries, do the research that changes lives. We've got world-class academics and championship athletics. To be the best, you gotta learn from the best. And if you wanna lead, you gotta light the way. We've got what it takes. It takes a volunteer.
The weather's getting warmer, and Lady Vol softball and Vol baseball are back. Both teams are coming off a highly ranked last season, including a national championship. The Vols play on February 14th in their first game in Lindsey Nelson Stadium against Hofstra. So if you didn't have Valentine's Day plans, you're welcome.
Yeah, and students are going to start to see some changes with their ticket prices. Our own Caleb Colvin told us a little bit more about that.
What's up, y'all? It's Caleb here, and I'll be getting the students' opinions on the 10% talent fee kicking in next season on football and basketball tickets. With the student ticket prices increasing for football and basketball games next season, how do you feel about paying more to attend games?
Obviously, I think it's pretty lame.
I'd probably have to think about going more.
I'm not really in favor of it. I don't think we should pay more.
I think the school should pay for it. I already pay tons of tuition.
I don't like it. Like, to be quite honest, like, I feel like the students should not be the ones that have to pay more for it because they're already paying for the education and paying a lot of money to be here.
For football games, I didn't mind coughing up that money because of the experience. But for basketball games, considering it's free right now, I would have to start thinking twice about that.
It could be interesting to think, like, if that brings in, like, some crazy talent and we're just better as a result. Is it worth it? You know, maybe.
How do you think the introduction of a talent fee is going to change the culture of college sports? Do you think the athletes will be focused on the money, or will they still be playing for the love of the game?
I definitely think that if they're getting paid more, they're going to look at money more.
Yeah, I just think the athletes play for the love of the game. I would say it would be half and half. It just depends on the person themselves, you know what I mean?
I personally hope that a lot of them still do it for the love of the game, but honestly, it's going to get more and more business-like.
I mean, it affects it for sure, but I still think they're playing for the love of the game. I think it just depends where they're playing. I would say that the money would become like how for most people are, because richer programs obviously will be going to them more often.
It's definitely a scheme to make money a little bit, but I mean everything's about money in college sports nowadays, so I'm not surprised.
Vol Swim and Dive just had a record-setting attendance meet at Allen Jones Intercollegiate Aquatic Center. On senior day, the team raced and performed very well, and now they are preparing for their postseason play in conference championships.
Yeah, this team had 1,215 fans show up to a dual meet, which is the most in school history.
Pretty fantastic.
I wanted to talk about a sport that doesn't get talked about just enough, Tennessee hockey. Our Asphals competed in the Savannah Classic Championship this past weekend and won it for the first time in school history as well. They now move to the College Hockey South Championship this weekend in Athens, Georgia.
Thanks for tuning in to the Rocky Top Sports Report. Now we go back to Caitlin and Kyla at the desk.
Thanks, guys. A math professor is finding ways to get students involved outside of the classroom.
Our Toby Fagan takes us to the court.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so
and
I'm just excited to get there.
Haslam students have an opportunity to go to the big game.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We are the Tennessee Volunteers. People who create connections, push boundaries, do the research that changes lives. We've got world-class academics and championship athletics. To be the best, you gotta learn from the best. And if you wanna lead, you gotta light the way. We've got what it takes. It takes a volunteer.
Hey Vols, before we get into our weekend forecast, there is breaking weather news. There was a confirmed tornado touchdown. We do not know yet if it was an F1 or an F2 tornado, but there was a confirmed touchdown. We just got this news in. Let's talk about our weekend forecast here in Knoxville. This week has given us some much needed sunshine and warmer temperatures. Today has been partly cloudy with temperatures reaching a high of 59. We'll get down to the upper 40s later tonight. Saturday is definitely heating up for us. We'll see a high of 71 degrees, typically unheard of for early February. It will be mostly cloudy with scattered showers throughout the day. Sunday will end our weekend with partly cloudy skies and possible showers. Temperatures will get up to 57 degrees and drop to 42 in the evening. Looking into Monday and Tuesday, it looks like we'll have a pretty rainy, overcast start to the week. Again, from all of us here at Vol News, all of our thoughts go out to the victims of the storm last night. That's all the weather I have for you this week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lauren. The Haslam College of Business is partnering up with the Big Orange Combine to take students to the Super Bowl and give them a real-world experience.
I got to talk to the students who are making the trip all the way down to New Orleans for the big game. These students will meet with industry professionals from marketing, business, and sports to learn how these industries come together to create fan experiences and events leading up to the game.
I'm really excited to experience the game day environment of the Super Bowl. Obviously, we go to SEC school, so it's big energy, but I know that's going to be like 10 times as energetic.
Tune in next week to hear more about this awesome opportunity. Studying abroad has become quite the trend these days among students here at UT. And while it can serve as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, it can also be really expensive at the same time.
Our Aubrey Curran looked into a scholarship that provided some students a solution to this issue. Aubrey, tell us more about the solution.
That's right, guys. It's the Gilman Scholarship. A total of 8 UT students were recently offered the Gilman Scholarship, which is a national award with the overall amount given totaling up to $26,500. Supporting these students as they study languages and cultures abroad, the scholarship is named after a former House of Representatives member, Benjamin Gilman. For students like Lily McCoy, it serves a chance for them to immerse themselves into a different cultural experience like they've always wanted.
The scholarship's an incredible opportunity. I've never actually been able to go out of the country before. I've only been to like maybe 2 or 3 states. So this will be a really big deal. It'll help me improve my Spanish language proficiency, and it'll be really good for me to just sort of see other cultures, meet new people, get a whole new worldview I've never seen before.
To learn more about national scholarships like these, UT students can visit the Undergraduate Research and Fellowships website or contact the Programs Abroad office. You know, another thing that's important to note here that I thought was pretty interesting is that this scholarship also gives a high priority to our student veterans. So if you are a student veteran looking to study abroad, the Gilman Scholarship may be just the opportunity you've been waiting for.
Thanks, Aubrey. When playing intramural sports, you may be in it for the good times or the competition, but there may be a better competition than you think.
Our Toby Fagan has more.
Gregory Wright leads a double life. During the day, he teaches calculus classes, but at night, he becomes the king of intramural sports.
Every sport that we offer here, we have a team for. I think last semester we had 48 different teams that competed.
He started coaching students full-time 3 years ago and has quickly become one of the most successful coaches of all time, winning 46 intramural championships.
Last semester, we were really lucky. We won 13 championships, I think, out of 48 teams, so that was really good. But usually 5, 6 a semester.
But what draws someone to be driven and to win and to coach?
I guess growing up, I had a hole in my spine and I wasn't allowed to play sports, so I had to just watch all my brothers play, watch everybody else play, and just grew a love of sports. And when I was a student here, I took a lot of coaching classes.
Lucas Trapacki has been with Mr. Wright since his freshman year and has firsthand experience on Mr. Wright's impact.
Bigger drive to it. It's a little bit more fun than I think it would have been without the competition, but also he just, I've met a lot of people through playing on his team, so I think it's kind of just a fun culture that he brings us all together.
A culture that reaches beyond just the halls of the T-Rec and into the stars.
Gaines first started by Nick Sinsel, who is now with Cincinnati Reds. When he played on one of our intramural teams, he came up with the name, and it just kind of stuck around.
He wants all the wins he can get, so it's a fun thing.
From Knoxville, Toby Fagan, Vol News.
If you're ever interested in participating in an intramural sport, be on the lookout because you might be playing against the greatest of all time.
Before we wrap things up, we have some exciting news about the Volunteer Channel.
That's right. Last weekend, we traveled to Mississippi State for the Southeast Journalism Conference, and we took home some awards.
TVC won first in Best TV Station, first in Public Service Journalism with the Election Project, and third for Best Newscast.
Also, I have the honor to take home 5th place for Journalist of the Year, and Maddie Romack and myself won 1st place in the on-site TV reporting competition. Here's our winning story.
In Starkville, Mississippi lies more than just Mississippi State University. It is the birthplace of American music.
The blues are, I feel like it's like the fried chicken of music. It's just like soul music. I think it's really native to the South, something super special about our area.
For young Southerner Emily Montgomery, she grew up listening to the blues with her grandma.
A little bit with my grandmother, like she would have records playing every now and then, but since she passed, I really haven't.
Maggie McCord, a front desk student worker in the library, says she sees a decrease of interest in the blues genre.
Especially with like the rise of all pop music, like more of, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's dying out, but it's definitely becoming less relevant.
For Anna Grace Pabby, the blues is a genre she believes that's in the past.
I don't know very much about the blues. My extended family has listened to it in the past.
Katie Joe says only her younger brother is interested in the genre.
My brother plays guitar and he enjoys playing the blues, and he's all over the place with that.
While blues music is not as popular within the younger generation,
my main education of the blues comes from like seeing it on the Mississippi license plate, Birthplace of America's Music.
There are a few signs of history keeping the legacy of the blues alive. In Starkville, Mississippi, Kyla Berry and Maddie Romack, Vol News.
Sadly, that is all the time we have for you this week.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week. Until then, go
Vols!